What's going on, YouTube? Grab a beer. As you can see, I have a water. Grab a shot. Because right now, this is for all my new and future subscribers. I want to tell y'all the content that I'm going to be bringing to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be bringing comedy skits, and I'm going to be bringing good old cooking. If you have watched a few of my videos, you already know that's the kind of content I'm gonna be bringing from here on out. I'm gonna be posting 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday, so you can look forward to my videos on those days. Now let's get into the story of me. I started cooking when I was, I wanna say 9 years old. Me and my sister. My mama used to have a bunch of cookbooks laying around the kitchen, and me and my sister would open them up, read through them, we would take notes, and we would make the stuff that's in the cookbooks. Sometimes we failed, sometimes it was a success, but we used to just really play with our recipes at that age. We never actually was serious enough to cook, taste. We just cooked, made a mess, and played with what we cooked. Before my mama passed away, she always told me that I should really get serious about joining culinary school to become a chef. And now that I am older, I actually see why she was pushing me in that direction, because I have a passion for cooking. I love cooking. Not other people's recipes though. I like cooking my own. I always used to tinker when I was in the restaurant business with their recipes, and they didn't like that. So that's why I got out the restaurant business. The reason I have started this YouTube channel, because I know my mother would have wanted me to share my recipes with you guys, my new subscribers or my future subscribers. So if you feel like you can relate to that story, I come from a rough area. All my friends and my family, we made it out. Some still in. Some got out, some doing well, some has passed on, some have got killed. I was lucky enough to be one of them people that actually got out. Not because I resented where I was from. I always will be thankful where I am from, because it made me the person I am today. And the people that do know me, they know I have did a 360. I have became a better person, a better father, a better husband to my wife, and I'm gonna continue to do that because that means a lot to me. My mother, she meant the world to me as far as a person I would call, talk to about anything, really about movies. That was our thing. We was both movie heads, we love movies, and we shared a passion for cooking. So I would call her, let her know I done made a new recipe, and vice versa. She would call me, telling me she made something and how good it was. And now that I have lost my mother, I can honestly say that has took a toll on me. I miss my mother very much. And now that we have a daughter now, she passed away before my daughter was even born or even conceived. So I hope she's looking down and very proud of her son. With that being said, that's a little bit about me. So if you are a new subscriber and you decide to check out my channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like, share my videos, And make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified on when I do another video. So enough being said, let's get this video rolling. Now that came from outside. What the hell is Brisket flat doing out here? Oh shit. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of July Flies Home Cooking and Grilling. And today I'm gonna be doing some smoking indirect. And we're gonna be doing a nice little brisket for you guys. Signature premium, already trimmed up, ready to go. So let me show y'all some of the products we're gonna be using in today's cook. Let's go. A Heath Rouse barbecue and grilling beef rub. This is real good on beef, and it's gonna be real good on that brisket. You feel? But in here, we have a little bit of pineapple juice, we had some water, and I topped it off with some lemon juice. You feel? Well, once our brisket is at that stall time and it's time to wrap the brisket, I'm gonna be pouring some of this cream soda over in there, wrapping it for moisture, soak up some of that flavor, so this should be delicious. You dig it? Them are all the ingredients we're gonna be using for today's cook. So let's go on and get to seasoning this brisket. Let go. All right, now that we got our brisket set up on the bar, as you can see, it's a pretty brisket. I really didn't have to do much trimming. I didn't really have to take no fat off. It was already perfectly trimmed. So what we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna be taking my Heath Rouse barbecue rub and I'm gonna be seasoning front and back of this brisket. But yesterday, I actually I mixed some of this Heath Rouse barbecue and grilling rub with some water. And I actually took my injector and I injected it with the rest of the Heath Rouse in the water. I just poured it in a Ziploc bag, put this in the refrigerator for a day, let that sit, soak up some of that juice. Since it don't have that much fat on it, we want to try to get as much moisture into this brisket as we can to prevent it from drying. And what I'm gonna do now is, because once I season this brisket, as you can see, the grain runs this way. I basically want to cut this way, but once we got this seasoned, it's going to be hard to tell which way the grain goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop a little piece off so I can know where to continue chopping this brisket once it is finished. Let me go on and do that. All right, now that I got my handy little knife, I'm just going to cut a little piece. Cut a piece off like that. It ain't gotta be too much. Oops. Now that we got that off, let's start by seasoning this brisket. Nice coat. A nice coat of this brisket. It's a big chunk of meat. It can handle a lot of seasoning. Put this bad boy over. Get that other side. You can tell how much fat is on there. It's not much. They did a real good job of trimming this brisket up. Made my job a lot easier. All right. That's looking good. That's looking how I want it. Let me go wash my hands. When I come back, we'll go out here and get this grill ready for this beautiful brisket. You figure deal, man. All right. Now that we outside, getting ready to get our fire going, I want to show you guys what I got going on inside the grill. Come close. All right, as you can see, I have a nice sized piece of wood in here. This wood is not made for this grill slash smoker. This is the type of wood you would put in like a Oklahoma Joe. But since this is gonna be a long cook, I'm gonna give it a shot. Basically, I put my wood down, and then I basically just surrounded it with briquettes. And then I'm gonna light my chimney here. We're gonna get that lit. Then I'm gonna put the hot charcoals on top of this. Hopefully everything works out good. I'm sure it will. So let's get this fire started. All right, our coals are ready. What I'm gonna do is I'm basically just put them in this empty space right here, and then I'm gonna just one by one take the coals and spread them around this blanket that this wood got going on. Let's do it. All right, as you can see, we got all the hot charcoal on top of that. Now I'm about to put this brisket on, get the thermometer in there. What you waiting for? All right, I have got my probe into the meat. We're reading 51 degrees. That's because it was basically fresh out of the fridge and it's still dropping. But basically what temp I am shooting for today, as far as finished product, I'm shooting for like 205 degrees. The stall time is like at 143 degrees. So I'll come back to you guys in 2 hours when it's time to check this brisket. All right, welcome back. It has been 2 hours. Let's go on and get the lid to my grill open so we can check and see how this brisket is looking. Come closer. All right, that's how our brisket is looking. We got some good color on it, but for 2 hours, it's cooking a little fast. I'm guessing because of that big chunk of wood we got in there. So we want to constantly monitor this brisket. We don't want to overcook it. As far as like 8-hour cook time, I don't think it's gonna need that much time. I'm probably gonna let it go for another 2 hours. Then I'm gonna check on it, and it all depends on how it looks then. I may wrap it, then I'm gonna let it go for another 2 hours. Then I'm gonna wrap it in foil for another 2 hours. And then I'm basically gonna come out, probe it for tenderness. And then if we can pull it, I'm keeping it in the foil, put it in a cooler, let it sit in the cooler for about an hour, and I think we should still be good. So what I'm gonna do now is give this brisket a spritz. We're gonna close the lid and let it cook for 2 more hours. All right, it has been 3 hours and we officially hit that stall time. I'm guessing because it was a smaller cut of meat and it didn't have much fat on it, that it didn't take much time to hit that stall. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get the brisket off of the grill, take it inside, get some liquids and some foil, wrap it, and put it back on the grill. I'll see you guys inside. All right, we're inside. As you can see, I got the brisket on top of the foil. It looks good. My suggestion is if you want a nice bark on your brisket, you might want to get a nice quality brisket with a decent amount of fat on it. Since this was a smaller cut and it had little to no fat on it, I really hit that stall process a lot quicker than I thought I was going to hit it. But that's no biggie. We can work around that. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some liquids to this, wrap it, and put it back on the grill for around 2 hours. I have my cream soda. We just want to pour this on top of the brisket for moisture. All right, we got our brisket all wrapped up. If y'all can hear that TV in the background, I'm actually watching the Xbox Series X event because I am looking forward to the new Xbox Series X. I cannot wait for it to come out. For my PlayStation 5 people, look like you guys lost this battle. Xbox all day. Let's go out here and get this back on the grill. All right, we got it back on the grill. Let's insert our probe. Now that we got our probe set, I'm gonna add a few more briquettes and we're gonna get this grill closed up. I'll see you guys in 2 hours. All right, it has been another 2 hours. Right now we're sitting at 186 degrees. So we're getting close to that 203 mark. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. We got it wrapped in the foil. So we're just getting tender right now. So when that thermometer reads 203, I'll be back. We'll pull it off, get it inside, cut it, and go on and get at a bite. You did. 5 hours, flies on me and shit. Back up. I know I said after 5 hours, we'll get it in there on the bar and give it a taste, but I missed a step. After I pull it off the grill, I'm gonna take it inside, wrap it in a towel, and put it in the cooler, and we're gonna let that sit in the cooler for at least an hour. So I'll meet you guys inside to put this brisket in the cooler. Let's get it. All right, as you can see, we got our brisket wrapped in the towel. We got it in the cooler. I'm gonna shut this cooler up. I'll come back to you guys in about an hour when we're ready to cut into this brisket and give this a good old taste. See you guys in an hour. Let's get it in. All right, welcome back. It has been an hour. Let's get this brisket out the cooler, get it on our cutting board, and let's cut into it. All right, YouTube, this is our finished product. The seasoning ain't as set as I would want it to be, but it was a long cook. Well, it really wasn't that long of a cook since we had a smaller cut of meat. We actually hit that stall time quicker than I wanted to, but it still smells good, still looks good. Let's cut it in this brisket. All right, we got a few pieces cut. Let me give you guys a closer look at the inside of this brisket. As you can see, we got a nice little smoke ring on this brisket. Looks real good. I actually tasted it because some got on my finger. Very flavorful, very delicious. Now, all there is to do, let's do the bend test. See, you got some nice little bend to it, but it ain't falling apart while it's on the knife. I'm gonna take it off the knife and we're gonna pull it apart. Yeah, that's tender. That's tender brisket right there. Very tender. See that smoke ring penetrated that meat? That looks good. That's a well-cooked brisket. Even though it was a smaller brisket and it hit the stall time within 3 hours. So I guess smaller cuts of meat don't really need the full 8 hours of cook time. So let's go on and give this a taste. All right, here goes nothing. That just melts in your mouth. Very tender. One more bite. Perfectly cooked. That Heath Rouse beef rub works wonders. Delicious, got a good flavor to it. I would definitely use that again. on a brisket. Next time I think I'm gonna go with a bigger cut of meat with more fat. But all in all, this is a good cook. So shouts out to Kiki and Mike Rich. Y'all wanted a brisket? It's a damn good brisket right here. Y'all need to try this. I highly recommend this brisket. Damn good brisket. One more bite. But all in all, total cook time, I would say 5 hours total cook time. Then we let it rest, wrapped in aluminum foil and our towel. We let it rest in the cooler for an hour. So about 6 hours total cook time. Well, not cook time, I guess. So around 6 hours just total until you actually get to taste the brisket. But it's worth it because it is damn good. So with that being said, I appreciate every subscriber I get. And if you are new coming and watching my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That'll mean a lot to me. That'll support my channel. And that'll show you like my content that I work so hard to provide. You know? So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, share my video. With that being said, until we meet again, out.